New Year 2026 goal setting sounds exciting until your mind suddenly jumps to worst-case scenarios. Not because you are negative, but because your brain is trying to protect you. The moment a new year starts, your brain doesn't see fresh starts or motivation, it sees uncertainty, risk, the chance of failing again. So instead of excitement, you feel pressure, hesitation, that quiet thought saying, "What if this year goes wrong too?" And that feels discouraging. But psychology says this is not weakness. This is your predictive brain doing its job. Most students think goal setting feels hard because they lack discipline. That's not true. It feels hard because your brain treats goals as emotional predictions. It looks at your past routines, your burnout, your unfinished plans, and compares them with the future you're imagining. And when the past feels messy, your brain chooses caution over excitement. That's not laziness, that's awareness. Your brain works on something called predictive processing. It constantly uses past data to guess what the future will feel like. So when you think about New Year goals, your mind doesn't start with possibility, it starts with memory. Late nights, missed plans, days you gave up, and your brain quietly decides that aiming high might hurt again, so it sends doubt, not to stop you, but to protect you from disappointment. That's why the most self-aware students feel the most resistance at the start. Another reason goal setting feels overwhelming is cognitive load. Your brain doesn't see one goal, it sees time pressure, effort, identity change, expectations, and comparison all at once. Too many variables, so your nervous system freezes, you procrastinate, and you call yourself lazy. But your brain is actually asking for clarity, smaller steps, and emotional safety before it commits energy. There's also self-concept. Your brain checks if a goal matches the person you believe you are. If deep down you still see yourself as inconsistent or behind, your brain resists change because it feels threatening. Not because you don't want better, but because your identity hasn't caught up yet. That's why forcing big goals without changing how you see yourself leads to self-sabotage. Then comes emotional memory. Your brain remembers how past goals felt, the stress, the shame, the pressure. So when you plan again, your brain links goal setting with discomfort. It creates avoidance through overthinking, scrolling, or perfect planning that never starts. Psychology shows avoidance is not escaping responsibility, it's regulating emotion. And finally, there's temporal discounting. Your brain prefers relief now over rewards later. Future goals feel abstract, comfort feels real. So when you plan an entire year, your brain chooses safety over ambition. That doesn't mean you lack motivation, it means your brain needs goals that feel emotionally reachable right now. So if New Year goal setting makes you feel tense instead of inspired, listen carefully. Your brain is not broken, it's cautious, reflective, pattern-aware. And psychology shows people who question goals before chasing them build more sustainable change. This year, don't ask what should I achieve, ask what kind of nervous system do I want to live with? What patterns do I want my brain to trust again? What small promises can I keep daily? Because when your brain feels safe, motivation follows. This year doesn't need to be perfect, it needs to be honest, and that is enough. If this helped you, like the video so it reaches more students, subscribe for psychology-based guidance that actually works, and share this with someone who keeps blaming themselves for things their brain was never taught to handle.